Hey there friends, in this video I'm going to show you how to add a smooth masking transition using CapCut. So I've got two clips here that I want to add the smooth transition to. They're pretty simple, they're just of a girl running through the forest. So the transition I want to add comes at about here. So how I imagine this is going to look is when this tree swipes across the frame, suddenly there's a new scene behind the tree. So the first step is to select the clip, hold Alt, then drag it one layer above. This creates a duplicate. And I'm just going to click on this I button to hide the first layer real quick, the first video track. And I'm going to start by lining up the playhead about where I want the transition to start. So in CapCut, you can use the arrow keys, that's the left and right key, to move between frames. So I'm going to line it up to when the tree is exactly covering the edge of the frame. Now I'm going to click on Add Mask, and here I'm just going to select the rectangle and resize it to about there. Okay. Next, I'm going to add a keyframe for position and just in case, size. Now I'm going to press the right arrow key to move one frame forward. And I'm going to click and drag the mask slightly to the left. This should automatically add another keyframe. And I'm going to repeat this process until I reach the end. So right arrow key, then drag, right arrow key, then drag, right arrow key, then drag. Gotta keep it going. I'm just making sure that there's nothing visible from behind the tree, or nothing behind the tree is visible. Sorry. There we go. Little bit more. And as you can see here, this is why I had to add an extra keyframe for the size because we've reached the maximum that we can drag this. So I'm going to go back one frame, add another keyframe for size. Then I'm gonna move forward one frame again. And now I'm going to edit the size. And there. Then I'm going to repeat that. Move forward one frame again. Edit the size, one frame. Edit the size. So now it's completely gone. So now if we go back and watch it, there we go, perfect. So now at this point, I can press this split button or click Control B. So now that that's done, I'm going to delete the extra footage and then I'm going to shrink this bottom layer. So now I'm making sure there's a bit of overlap between the scenes. Gonna shrink it a little bit more. There. So now it looks as if as the tree panned across the camera, the the angle of the scene changed as the tree panned across the camera. So this transition does really well if you want to add cinematic effects. And if you can, if the option is available to you, you can also use the brush or the pen tool. That way you get a more accurate mask that makes it look a little more natural. Let's see if I can fix that a little by changing the feather or rounding the corners. Just ever so slightly. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, looks like rounding the corners and feathering it out has made it a little less harsh and noticeable. So that's how to add a smooth masking transition using CapCut.